Any people who forget their past have no future. I decided that this was the ideal place for a famine memorial.
Celia Griffin, who is really the reason specifically that we're here together today to honour her memory and the memory of all who died during An Gortamór, Ireland's Great Famine.
This autopsy report on this child, this 6-year-old child, who died of starvation in the streets of Galway, was the beginning of it. The park was renamed the Celia Griffin Children's Park in memory of both Celia and the children who died in the famine, who are often not mentioned or thought about at all.
In 1847, or Black 47, the Choctaw people, my people, after undergoing famine and eviction ourselves, made a small donation to help with Irish famine relief. And that donation was translated into wheat, and it was loaded on a ship and sent away to Ireland in the spring of 1847. So you can see a Choctaw Indian sending money to famine Ireland. And I once described that act as an arrow being shot through time. This idea of one poor, dispossessed people reaching out over half a continent and an ocean to help another poor, dispossessed people. And that's the core of our humanity. A story like this transcends the Irish people and the Choctaw people and speaks to the best of who we are as human beings.
The poignancy of the fact that Gary Whitedeer is here today, I'm quite bowled over by it, because of people who had known themselves oppression and poverty, and as he said this morning, had just come from famine of their own, had gathered together $170. That was a lot of sacrifice. And where out of that darkness that a people can come together and have some empathy or sympathy for people that they've never heard of really before, or never seen, or don't know anything about Ireland. And the fact that that had an impact on their collective consciousness is just overpowering.
And in solidarity, we all have a famine link with people who suffer throughout the world.
It does have a connection in today's world. This morning a report was issued in relation to the conditions associated with the direct provision in Ireland. We have a direct provision hostel here in Galway, and we have children in our school from that direct provision centre, and the inhumanity that people are treated with is incredible. So it might have been 1840, but the need is still there today in 2015, and I suppose our kids should never forget that.
Because we can do so little, we risk doing nothing at all.
You shoot tigers.
And today is about imagining ways in which we can take action to bring about change, to help manifest that world of peace.
And so our old people were told the story about the famine in Ireland, An Gortamór, the Great Hunger. The Choctaw people didn't have much money. We didn't know what money kind of was back in the day. Everybody had a little bit, and what little bit they had, they donated.
Growing up, when you get those affirmations, when you get validations from people that know no color, you grow up yourself not knowing how to discriminate, not knowing how to hate. Because we were never born hating, we are taught to hate.
Why is it that countries which we call strong are so powerful in creating wars, but are so weak in bringing peace? Why is it that making tanks is so easy, but building schools is so hard? We are living in the modern age, and we believe that nothing is impossible.
I just think it's really good to engage kids at this age with a project like this, because they live in a bubble, I suppose, in a way.
I thought it was really interesting because it's not something you normally do in schools, especially the figure. She was saying like thousands and thousands I spent every minute on military things in different countries, and it was just very informative.
It just made me a bit more aware of what's happening around us in the world outside my country, and I loved how Rose kept on the story of Celia Griffin. She made it seem more than just a story, like she was here around us.
We learned all about what happened years ago with the famine and all the horrible stories about the girls that died of starvation coming into Galway, and how learning about it now is helping remember them and stuff.
The amount of spending on war basically by the US and other superpowers in the world, and especially seen as the world needs so much money because there's so much poverty and kind of corruption in the world, and to think like all this money that we spend on arms that could complete the Millennium Goals, pay for them, and also cure poverty probably in the world at the moment.
We wouldn't have really gotten the chance to learn it outside of TY, and I enjoyed the chance to get to know the people doing it as well.
Proclaim your identity boldly and unapologetically. If you feel strongly about something, don't feel intimidated, because that is who you are. No one glides from success to success. Live life on your own terms and according to your own scripts. I am you, you are me, we are one.